My name is Aparajita Chatterjee and I'm a student. My listening is a 9, reading is 8, speaking is 8.5, overall is an 8.5. I approached it initially as to look at the format, which is extremely important. If you don't know the format, going ahead things will be really difficult, format and time. After that, a lot of my preparation was just practice and daily practice, identifying weak areas and practicing just those areas, practicing it holistically, all of that. I had books which were Cambridge IELTS prep books with CDs, and I also looked online to the IDP free material that they give you for the IELTS. Those were my two main preparation materials. It depends on what your weak areas are. For me, it was writing, so it was a lot of Googling and looking at forums and blogs, and there's nothing specific that I can say no. Especially in a computer delivered test, there is no more or no less. The section has only that stipulated amount of time. So you have to practice, there is nothing else. And I suggest you give yourself a little bit of a breather in between. So if you identify an area that you're very strong at, you give yourself say a 2-minute breather, so it's not, you know, continuous and very taxing on your mind. More than stress, it was a little bit of nervousness, because with the practice I knew I was prepared, but the nervousness, the anticipation was more. I think once you settle down into the test scenario, especially in a place like IDP, it's a very relaxed scenario. No one's really hyping you up or exciting you. So you calm down a little bit, and once you're in, you're giving the test. So there's no real nervousness at that point. The IDP test center especially, it helps you calm down. It is not a very, you know, a very strict white-walled stress center. Honestly, since it's a computer delivered and it's the only one in the country that has a computer delivered test, that in itself put IDP leaps and bounds above everybody else. So I had to do it. And once I came here, it was very, they explained everything very well to me, which calmed me down. That's very important for me to know what I'm going into. So IDP as an organization and the people are very sweet and very helpful. In fact, I was a little late because I went to the wrong place, and I called them up frantically. I kept telling them, oh my God, I'm going to miss my exam. They were very sweet about it. They were very, very nice. And we all started on time. It was very calm. They calmed me down, got me water, which I really appreciate. Listening especially, I took it for granted a little bit, but what I did was I practiced a lot. Very, very important for you to practice and practice and practice. And I think towards the end, more than the entire test, I was just focusing on listening because I was not catching a lot of things. So I definitely advise multiple practice of listening. Initially, what I did was I made points. It was a lot of note taking with keywords, which is what helped me. And after a point when you're used to it, you take those notes in your mind, right? And it's almost like you anticipate what is going to come next, but I suggest don't do that. Just completely listen, okay? It is all about clarity and how you don't bring in your prejudices into what is being said. So all you have to do is listen and make keywords in your mind. So it will be a word map, which is what helps. How tuned you are to media and new media and all of that. If you do hear these accents on TV shows, TV, anything on a daily basis or, you know, regularly, you will be attuned to the accent. I think what is extremely important is to have a set goal and a set date. So booking, I advise to do it earlier. So you have say a month or 2 months to prepare. After that, you look at the format, identify your weak areas. Once you identify that, you work on that exclusively. After that, you work on the test holistically and just practice. All you have to do is practice. For speech, primarily I suggest watching videos on YouTube and just practicing a lot more of formal speech in your daily life, because we tend to have a very colloquial outlook and colloquial way of talking, right? So we need to, you know, shape that very consciously, and that really helps for speech. And I think that's about it. Once you practice, you just come into your own and you're very comfortable with the feel of it, which is what helps.